message at the bottom of the screen saying that you got
Oh.
that iPod track.
Okay,
So then
okay.
after that, you can go ahead and start up your iPod and listen to it.
Cool.
But one thing to point out is that if you put in these codes, it's actually the wrong code.
Yeah.
So, Otacon will tell you, oh, Snake, you're getting old, you don't remember, and this kind of thing. And, of course, Snake his feelings will be hurt, and his sight gauge will go down. But, there is actually like a little trick you can do to regain some sight during these cutscenes. Because there are several places where your sight gauge will decrease during a cutscene.
Yeah.
But if you rapidly press, the circle button, you can actually regenerate
Oh, really?
some of that sight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does this apply to every time?
So every cutscene where you
like
see...
when Sunny kind of says, "Don't smoke in here," and your sight gauge goes
Right,
low,
right.
you could still tap it.
Yeah. So whenever you see the sight gauge start to go down, just start tapping really quick.
Oh.
And you can fight it.
I didn't know this, really.
Oh.
I'm really the first time I played MGS4, no one told me anything. I mean, even Otacon was not programmed to give hints. So,
Even Otacon wouldn't help you.
yeah, it was one of the most...
Just pop up the screen, but he doesn't talk.
Yeah, he doesn't talk. Or he talks about some other things, right?
Yeah.
Right,
The program's all screwed up. So that's my first impression. I'm doing my fourth at home recently, very slowly.
Cool. So you have time to properly explore and
Yes.
enjoy everything.
I mean, I'm more relaxed because I know what happens.
Right.
But when it's the first time, I mean, I really enjoyed the first time experience. So I missed a lot of things, like we're explaining in the Integral Podcast, like this is the detail, that thing. And I think a lot of listeners are same with me, even though they kind of seem to explore everything. What you tell, guys, Ken and Sean, talks on this show, is probably 80% of the people kind of, oh, I didn't know that thing.
Yeah.
If people zip through the game.
Yeah. So definitely, it pays to replay the game.
Yeah.
And actually, for these two particular items, you need to replay the game to get both of them because you can only get one at a time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
During that cutscene, you can only put in one code.
Yes.
So you'll have to get one or the other for these soundtracks. So for people who want to collect all the iPod tracks, they actually have to play through more than once.
I never even thought about trying to collect all these iPods.
Well, there are people who do.
That's why it's taking a long time to do the testing and,
Yeah.
I'm a lukewarm player, I say.
Yeah, and of course we had to debug all of this. We had to play it through over and over and make sure all the flags were set. And,
Yes, cool.
Yeah, so
Okay.
hopefully people will appreciate that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and, one more code just to throw out there. This is something for people who want to have a little bit of help in the game. You can get some extra Drebin points from this password segment also. And the code for that is 14893. And you'll actually get 100,000 Drebin points from that. So that's a huge bonus.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for people who want to get that, that's something they can do. If they think they need a little extra help, they want to buy some rare weapons.
All right.
Okay, so then one other thing, we mentioned the Police Nuts poster in the room also. And people will remember from the last stage, we pointed out that you could take, pictures of the ghosts in the stage. This is actually a really good ghost to take a picture of because this is where you can take Hideo Kojima's picture, in ghost form.
Cool.
He's right next to the Police Nuts poster on the left. So for people who want the images throughout Shadow Moses, you can get Director Kojima's picture here.
Yes, this is the biggest one, isn't it? Hideo's ghost picture. He has really weird ideas.
We've got
Which is
Geckos.
really fun for the fans.
Yeah.
Really weird idea. Okay.
Okay, and one other thing, after you watch the cutscenes and you restore power to the Shadow Moses facility, as we touched on in the last episode,
Snake, it's blocking the hallway leading to the elevator. You'll have to do something before you can get to the first floor. Okay! Nice, Snake!
through the tank hangar and go up to the second floor catwalk.
Yeah.
You'll remember that there was that room that we couldn't get into last time.
Oh, because it's locked.
Right.
Or the power is
Right,
gone.
right.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of locked and you can't get in. But this time, you restore the power and the computer system's back up, and Otacon disables all the security, so you can go back there and pick up an iPod track in that room.
Wow.
So people who want to backtrack can go ahead and grab that.
Okay, I know the geckos have these voices.
Okay, Snake.
And these are supposed to be the very calm of cicadas and cows and the moose and things like that.
Right.
And I heard from Hideo at the very beginning of the development when he was thinking about these geckos. He wanted to make, he has always this golden rule of keeping the tension, tightening it, loosening it, tightening it so that the overall tension is really tight.
Right.
So he told me that for these geckos, even they look so kind of like, when you first look at them, they're almost like disgusting, right? Because they're like, you don't know if they're mechanic or animals or,
kind of creepy.
Yeah, they're very creepy. But he said he wanted to create this sound where people kind of, just forget that they're in the war zone or in a battle. And all these cicadas and the cow sound is supposed to bring you the, how do you say, relaxing mood.
Right.
And these are really, really, nasty guys, the geckos.
Yeah.
And when you're in this relaxing mood, they're really trying to kill you. Is that true? Was that deliberately made that way?
It was, but I think it's also, it's just a really creepy sound, because it's kind of like, you're up against nature. It's kind of like this wild beast, and it's not like you said, it's mechanical, but it's organic, and it's kind of scary because it's mooing at you like, making these weird sounds, and so it's definitely something that doesn't feel manufactured like a robot.
Sean, that kind of wraps up this session of Shadow Moses. Did you talk everything you wanted? I mean,
There's a lot to talk about, but I don't think we have time for that. We only have about half an hour.
We just want to tell everyone that we cut like 3 hours of recording session.
Yeah.
Sean went on and on about it.
Well, he has so much memory and some like good stuff. And
you spent how many years on this?
About 2 years.
2 years,
but
2 years, but
times 24 hours times
times 24 hours times like 7 days a week or something.
Okay. Well, I hate to really cut it, Sean, but we got to go on to our next stage, which is the last stage.
Right. So we'll be moving on to Haven.
Yes.
Yeah. Finally, last stage. It's kind of sad, isn't it?
It's sad.
Yeah, because our Integral Podcast program is kind of coming to a finale as well.
Yep.
But I think, I guess people will play on and on listening to this podcast whenever they feel like it. For the final, we're going to have maybe call a guest or something,
Yeah.
to join to give us more color details.
Yeah, maybe we should, for somebody.
Because the producer doesn't remember anything.
I'm sorry.
And I'm so lukewarm. And Sean's the only guy who can really guide us, so we need some guests. So Ken's gonna bring maybe a guest.
Yeah.
If possible.
I think so. Well, we have some people, who wanted to join this Integral Podcast.
Right.
So Sean, where's our next meeting point?
So we'll pick up at Haven right after you finish launching onto the ship. You should be on the ship's bow. That's the name of the stage. So just go ahead and save after that cutscene ends, and we'll pick up from there and guide you through Haven.
Great. Okay, well, once again, thanks, Sean, and thanks, Ken.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And hope we'll meet soon, and it's our final stage that we're going to introduce, which is the Haven. So make sure you play Shadow Moses a lot, just for the sake of, Sean.
Yeah.
So play as much as you can in Shadow Moses, find everything you can, and then we'll meet you in a couple of weeks.
Yep, sounds good.
Well, thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright, that's gonna wrap up this edition of the Metal Gear Solid 4 Integral Podcast. Check back next time for more tips, tricks, and insider info on Metal Gear Solid 4. Brought to you by Kojima Productions and Hideo Kojima himself. Make sure to send in your comments to Hideo Blog. See you next time.